Well, if you haven't already, chances are that you will host friends and family members this holiday season. So if you're looking to spruce up the inside of your home, there are some easy ways you can do it and make it look like you hired a pro. At the same time, we need that, right? Design expert Tammy Michaels is here to talk about ways to improve the design of your own living room. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So you say, first of all, you want to have a game plan going into this before you just tackle it head on.
See the big picture, you know, envision what you want this room to do. And this is really important. Like, is this going to be a casual space? Gone are the days of grandmothers don't touch anything in that living room. This is now a space that people like to entertain. You want to, even if it's pretty and even if it's, you know, something that you plan out the colors, because that's the next thing is the color palette. That's going to speak to the type of style that we have. You and I were talking about lighter blues and silvers and these sorts of things that tend to say something very elegant. And so that kind of color, it's sort of a story that and that's why we call it storyboarding, because what we are doing is we're telling who lives here? How does this room function? How do people move in and out of here? How comfortable is it? Can we touch things, not touch things?
Right.
So those colors start to come in, and I think that that becomes very important. I think one of the other things is people need to define their style.
Right. How do you know, how do you navigate that and find out what your style is for that particular room?
You know, I think that you and I were talking at the break, and it's like, for that particular room, is this going to be a cozy room?
Right.
Is this going to be a place that you bring the dogs? Is this going to be a place that's full of light and air? And can you have both? A lot of people
My black dog would not do so well on that white couch, for example.
Exactly, exactly. So I think people need to have reasonable expectations, but it's okay to still have nice things. But I think that people need to experience their spaces. Another thing is, you know, people get very confused. What's traditional, what's contemporary. I tell people, just think of it this way, the lines of your furniture, if it's clean and narrow, or is it curvy, it's more traditional.
Okay. And you talk about rugs, how they can be used in a lot of different ways to really amplify the room. How do you think?
Well, I think they kind of ground the room. And when we were talking about the color palette, we want to pick up these colors. I tell people to pick 3 or 4 colors and pick up and drop through the room. The rug is a great way to do that, going back to the accent pillows. And you just start to see this dance of the color. The neutrals are selected, and then the color palette. And then finally, just light it up.
All right, and go in with that plan.
Yes,
Tammy, thank you so much. All right, you know, you can get more tips on Inside Out. That was always on KOMO News Radio from 10 a.m. until noon on Saturdays. Thank you so much for being here. We'll look forward to more tips coming up. We'll be right back.